Your thoughts are louder than your actions. But what happens when they start to align? The truth is, what's happening now might be harder to swallow than you think. You think you've got everything under control, but deep down, something feels off. Have your actions been speaking louder than you realize? Let's dive into that feeling of doubt. They say you're acting cold, but is it because you're hiding something? What if your emotions are silently screaming for attention and you just don't hear them? Let's talk about it. What's really going on behind your closed doors? The truth about your behavior might surprise you, but are you ready to face it? This is a journey worth taking. They're talking, and you don't even know it. You're acting like everything's fine, but is it? Maybe your actions are telling a different story than you realize. What if everything they've said about you is true? Could your actions really be revealing more than you think? Stay with me to find out. Is it possible that the way you're acting is hiding the truth? The emotions you're avoiding might be coming to the surface in ways you never expected. Let's break it down. What if you've been acting the way they said, and you didn't even realize it? Time to face the truth about what's been happening beneath the surface. They've noticed something you haven't. You've been so caught up in your own head, you haven't seen the way you've been behaving. It's time to take a step back and truly see yourself. Ever wondered why they're keeping their distance? The way you've been acting might hold the answer. Let's dig into why this is happening. The truth about your actions might sting, but it's time to face it. Are you ready to hear the things they've been saying behind your back? They're saying you're acting strange. But what if that strangeness is your true self trying to break free? Stay with me and let's uncover what's really happening. Is the way you're acting pushing people away? You might not realize it, but the way you behave can tell a much bigger story. Let's dive into that. Sometimes your actions speak louder than words, and what they're saying is not what you expected. Let's explore what they see when they look at you. They say you're changing, but is that really such a bad thing? Maybe this shift is exactly what you need, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Your emotions have been controlling your behavior, and it's time to admit it. Let's talk about how that's affecting your relationships. You're not the same person anymore, but is that something to fear? Let's see what's really going on with your shifting behavior. You might not see it, but the way you act is telling a story. What if it's not the story you thought you were telling? Let's dive in. The truth is they're saying more than you think. But is it the truth? Let's break down what your actions are really saying. You've been acting like everything is fine, but what if that's the problem? Time to face the truth about what's really going on inside. What if your actions are revealing more than you intended? Let's explore the ways your behavior is telling a story you're not ready to hear. It's time to stop pretending the way you've been acting is speaking louder than you realize, and the truth is about to come out. They've been talking behind your back, and you might not even know it. Are your actions telling them something you don't even know? Are you really acting like yourself, or has something else taken over? The truth might be more painful than you think. You've been hiding something, but now it's showing. What if the way you've been acting is exactly what they've been waiting for? Your actions are speaking, but what are they really saying? Let's uncover the truth behind your behavior. Have you noticed how different things feel? The way you've been acting might have more impact than you realize. Let's find out what it means. They say you're acting distant, but is it because you're pulling away from the truth? Let's explore what's really happening. What's been going on with your behavior? You're acting different, but have you stopped to ask yourself why? They're noticing the shift in you, and so should you. Your behavior is revealing something deeper than you know. Sometimes you have to face the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Are your actions saying what you don't want to hear? Let's find out. What if everything you've been doing is exactly what they've been waiting for? Let's explore the truth behind your actions and what it means for you. Have you ever felt like you're trapped in your own mind, like your thoughts are spiraling out of control and no one seems to understand? What if the way you're acting is giving them exactly what they want? Stay tuned, because this might hit closer to home than you think. What if everything you've been doing lately is exactly what others expected of you? Is that your truth? Or have you been wearing a mask all along? You're about to find out the shocking reality. They say you're not the same person anymore, but are they wrong? Or is it time for you to face the truth? This is the moment where everything shifts, so listen closely. How often do you second guess yourself? What if that feeling you're having is actually telling you something important? Are you really being true to yourself, or have you been pretending for too long? You think they don't notice, but trust me, they're watching. Your every move, your every word. What if they see something you don't even know is there? Let's explore that feeling of being misunderstood. Are you in control of your emotions, or have they taken the wheel? You might think you have it all together, but sometimes the most shocking truths lie hid beneath the surface. What if the people closest to you are seeing something that you can't? Have you been pushing them away without realizing it? Let's dive deep into what's really going on behind your actions. Do you know why they keep looking at you that way? Are your thoughts and feelings getting in the way of your relationships? Find out what they're not telling you and how to fix it. It's easy to pretend everything's fine, but the truth is, your heart is screaming for something more. Is it time to let go of the facade and face what's really inside? They say you've changed, but is that a bad thing? What if change is the key to finding your true self? This one will hit you deep. They've been talking about you behind your back. But what do they really think? Are you ready to face the harsh reality of how you're coming across to others? Sometimes we all get caught up in our own emotions. But what happens when they start controlling us? Let's explore why your actions might not be what you think they are. What if the feelings you've been hiding are starting to show up in your actions? Are they speaking louder than you think? Let's uncover the truth together. Have you ever wondered what they're really thinking? Are your insecurities starting to show even when you try to hide them? Stay with me and let's dig deep. What if your behavior is sending the wrong message, even if you don't realize it? Are you ready to take a hard look at yourself? This one might shock you. When was the last time you really looked in the mirror? Not just to check your reflection, but to see who you've become. Something tells me you won't like what you find. They say you're acting distant, but what if you're not distant enough? Is it time to step back and find your own space? Let's talk about what that really means. You've been trying to keep everything together, but your emotions are slipping through the cracks. Is that why they're starting to notice? Let's explore what's really going on. Are you hiding something inside, pretending it's not there? The truth will come out one way or another, and it might be sooner than you think. Have you ever wondered if your actions are pushing people away without you even knowing? What if everything you've been doing is exactly what they expected? Let's find out. The tension is building, and you feel it, don't you? That unease that you can't shake. What if it's because of something you're doing or not doing? Do you ever feel like you're acting out of character? That something is shifting within you and you're not sure what to make of it? This video will help you understand exactly what's going on. What if everything you've been doing is the reason they're pulling away? Could your actions be the cause of this disconnect? Let's uncover the truth. They're saying you've been acting different. But what if that's just the tip of the iceberg? Let's see what else is hiding beneath the surface of your behavior. You feel the change, don't you? That unease, that sense of growing apart. But are your actions pushing them away without you realizing? Stay with me as we explore that feeling. Have you been acting in ways you can't explain? What if the way you're behaving is revealing things you never intended to show? Let's talk about why that might be happening. What if they've been watching you and noticing things you haven't? Are you ready to hear the truth about what's really going on? Have you ever felt like your feelings are taking over your life? What if they're starting to show up in your behavior in ways you never expected? Let's figure this out together.